sorry, my PC is making some problems. Don't know what is happening. Suddenly I can't log in into my Google account that is managing the channel.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
No problem. Yeah. Just take your time.
I see that we are live, but I can't display it properly,
Okay.
which is quite strange. Okay, yeah, we are good to go. I'm sending the link to the stream right now.
Okay, let me send it to our communities as well.
Okay. Yes, okay, we are live right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wait for some more people to join. So if anyone is here with us already, please send us a message in the YouTube chat so that we know you're here with us. Yeah, I see some hellos in the chat.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I see more people. Before we start. Okay, so why don't we start with a short introduction? Let me welcome our guest today, Mr. Andy Hoang from the Tank, a new upcoming, a new launching soon game uh, about, tank fights, as the name suggests. I think that it will be best if you could tell us a few words about yourself, Andy. What are you doing at the project? What are your responsibilities?
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Andy. I'm the head of business development and the CMO of TankWars.Zone. So from our team, we have other core members like Pete is our co-founder and CEO. Paul is our co-founder, and Lawson is our strategic advisor. So our team, especially Pete, Paul, and Lawson, have been involved in the crypto market since very early, mining Bitcoin back in 2013, and especially in 2019, they became the first community validator on Phantom Network. So only after the fund ones from the Phantom Foundation. So you guys can see Phantom at the moment is usually in the top 40 on coin market cap. So that journey and opportunity actually has given our founding team members incredible amount of knowledge, experiences, and also capital returns. So currently we are stake validator on Fuse Network as well, which is a very promising sidechain, and we have around 7 million token stake at the moment. In terms of game development, as you've seen from our demo, the graphics, everything is built in-house by experienced and veteran game designers and developers. So what we try to do is to gather a team that have experience and seasoned developers, both in terms of blockchain and the game development, to create TankWars.Zone.
Awesome. I personally am a big fan of what you are doing. I love the whole game design. I encourage everyone to visit your channels and check, especially on the website, the demo looks of the gameplay, how it looks. Really awesome. So maybe you could tell us a bit more about the project itself. Do a short introduction. What can we expect from Tank Wars?
Okay, so TankWars.Zone is a game with the play to mechanics created in the genre of action tank battles. So the player will have to explore the game world, collect enhancing gaming items, and participate in battles with other players. We have like rayon bosses and use different mechanics for passive income, such as placing the NFT staking, and players will have access to numerous classes of tanks with unique characters, such as health, armor, speed, etc. And in addition, each tank can be improved with additional equipment. And after battles, the players will receive T-Gold, which is our in-game currency, and experience point, which affect tank power and value. And TankWars.Zone, we also have very exciting gameplay modes that players can play and earn, such as PvE, PvP, World Boss Battle, Guild Wars, Tank Championship, Battle Royale. The game also offers different battle system as well, and special features such as landing mechanics, garage, etc., for players to try and have fun.
Okay, great. And can you tell us more about the NFTs themselves? How many types are there going to be, and how are they going to be different from one another?
Okay, so, in terms of NFT, we want to have 10,000 NFT Genesis tank for our Genesis launch. And these going to be, we call it the Genesis generation. And these first 10,000 tank, you can, we're going to do our NFT sales later after our IDO. And we have 7 classes of tank for these tanks. And with different unique characteristic like the armor speed, health point, etc. And also the tanks will come as mystery boxes. So we have 5 rarity level from common, uncommon, epic, legendary, etc. So we have 5 different rarity level for the NFTs. Yeah. And then this is only for the first 10,000 tanks. And then after that, you can mint additional tank for the second generation from our game marketplace.
Okay, cool. And how are you going to be possible to obtain those, let's say, Genesis, the first tanks? Is it going to be through some INO or staking?
It's going to be through INO. So
Okay.
after our IDO, so we're going to do our INO after that. So we're going to we are talking with several INO launchpad, and we also do the INO on our own site as well. Yeah, for the first 10,000 tanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we have talking about tanks. We have a cool question from the chat. Will there be like a breeding system? I bet that tanks don't breed actually, but you know what they mean.
Okay. So we have
Create new
some
tanks.
yes, spin to new tanks. So actually, in our long-term view, we have these kind of tank wars metaverse. So we have garage, which is something that you can quickly repair your tanks for them to quickly join back for battles. And then one thing about the garage that you can create your own custom design of various in-game items such as flags, skin, weapons, etc. And for the breeding that you just mentioned, we also have another buildings. We call it factory. So we're going to provide API and SDK, the software development kit, that you can create your own design of the tanks as long as it meets certain rules from our SDK. And then that's the way that we're going to do.
Awesome. And about the garages that you mentioned, are they going to also have some special functions? Are they going to give you some special perks to own them?
Yes. So to own a garage, you need to the players need to hold a predetermined number of W bond, which is our utility and governance token, and also Tigo, which is our in-game currency. So the garage have three main perks. The first one is that you can repair your tanks quickly for them to join back for battles. Because for like normally a tank can only fight 5 battles per day. But if you own a garage, you can have that tank quickly fixed up and then get back to battles for more fun. And then you, as a garage owner, you can also provide the repair as a service to other regular players to get more revenues. The
Yeah,
second,
that's a really cool idea to have this feature.
yes, and the second perk is that being a garage owner, you can also access to more limited items from the game system. So usually the percentage that you get rare NFTs is pretty low for regular players. But if you own Garage, you have a little bump into the probability that you're going to get more rare NFTs. And then as you can get these limited NFTs, you can sell them in game marketplace for other regular players to get more profit. And the third point is that I already mentioned is that we got to provide API that the garage owner can create their own custom design for various in-game items such as flag, skin, etc. And then they can mint these NFTs and then sell them in the game marketplace. So we're gonna have these kind of mini shop that create micro economies within our game ecosystem. So that's the perks for being a garage owner.
Okay, that sounds cool. And is there going to also be a limit on the number of garages available, or anyone can have one?
So we have rules that you need to hold a predetermined number of W bond and T goal. So as long as you meet that criteria, you can open a garage. But that number right now we plan to be pretty high, so it's not going to be easy to open one like right away. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So this is really like an additional incentive to actually hold your token. Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. Coming from Maciej, a question from the chat. Why did you choose the Phantom to launch on?
Okay, so we have the reasons that, as I mentioned, our founding team members are the first community validator on Phantom Network. So only after the founding ones. So the Phantom Foundation actually has been really supportive of our project, and also they invested in our project as well. So given our close relationship with the Phantom Foundation and what they've been helping us so far, we think it's a very natural step for us to launch our game on Phantom and to add more values to the Phantom ecosystem. but we're gonna launch our game on Phantom at Genesis. But for later on, we plan to do multi-chain as well. We also in talk with BSC team, Avalanche, CeeLo, etc.
Okay, that sounds about right. Perfect. I'm personally a big fan also of Phantom, and that's one part of why I'm so bullish on the project and why I like the idea. I think this is a good niche to target right now because most of the games are launching on BSC or Polygon. So Phantom is not like the first choice, but I think this is like actually a great choice for the community development.
Yes.
Coming from Ralph again, then
Sorry.
yes,
May I ask another thing? Because we're talking about why we choose on Phantom. Another point I want to add is that there are not a lot of Phantom blockchain game right now. So
yeah,
we actually one of the first blockchain game on Phantom at the moment, and we're the only one currently got back, supported, and invested by the Phantom Foundation. So it's actually a huge advantage for us to capitalize in this kind of being the first movers in this kind of niche at this point. So this is something that we think would be very beneficial for our game being launched on Phantom at Genesis.
hey, I think that this is really a great achievement that you have the official backing of Phantom Foundation. Congratulations on that. Again from Ralph. Launch on Phantom. Why IDO is not on the Phantom chain first?
So the ideal is we have a launch at the moment. We have on Matic is at it launch. We have on BSC's Game Station, Gamiware, and Babylons, and we also have Phantom is at the Matters. We have 5 launch pad. So we want to have more exposure to all the token holders. But when you receive our W bond tokens, which is the one that we're going to be get listed, is going to be on Phantom Chain.
Awesome. Okay, I understand that. Now I think that answers the question. Coming from Raulis, what systems the game will be playable first? PC, Android, iOS?
The game will be playable on browser first. We're using WebGL, but because for the game engine we use Unity, so it's very easy for us to export to mobile platforms like Android, iOS, or later PC or Mac OS because Unity support all of those platforms. And our plans is to launch on mobile platform for sure because, like as you may know, right now the majority of gamers are from mobile, so they play on smartphone, tablets. I think from our statistics that 57% gamers nowadays are on mobile. Either they play on smartphone, tablets. So it's definitely something that we want to do later on to have our game on cross-platform and on mobile.
Yeah, I think will be a great development. And when can we expect that to happen, more or less?
We probably will do it in Q3 and Q4 of this year. And for that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really near then. I think that it will be really cool to have the possibility to play the game on mobile. How are you planning to go about the wallet integration for mobile version?
So right now, we are talking with several major wallet providers. So one of them is um, I think I cannot mention it at the moment because it's not official yet. But they are pretty major, and they have daily active user from 30 to 50K, and a monthly active user 300K. So they are pretty big wallet providers, and it's something that we plan to integrate in our game later on. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Great to hear it. Awesome. Next question coming from Raulis again. Lots of questions. That's good. Will Phantom Foundation then stop you from branching to BSC or some other chains if you plan to do that sometime? Well, actually, you plan, yeah.
Yes. So we already talking with the Phantom team about this. So they know that we are launching at Genesis, but it's something that we plan to do in the future because if you look at our deck, it's something in our timeline that we're gonna do cross-chain NFTs and later on as well. So they are aware of this.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Talking about the chains and tokens, why don't you tell us more about the tokens that will be utilized within Tank Wars ecosystem? Because you are going to have two, yes, the W bond and the gold, T gold, yes.
Exactly. So
Okay, so why don't you tell us about the utility of those two tokens?
okay. So regarding tokenomics, so there, as Igor already mentioned, we have two primary tokens in our game. The W bond is the war bond token, and Tigo is the Tango. So the W bond we have a total supply of 1 billion, and it is the utility and governance token that players can get through staking NFTs, to staking NFT trading, or through special events. It is used for voting when we launch the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization later on, that you can use it as a voting for W1 token holders. And then the W1 can use for staking or to trading NFT as well. The Tigo is our in-game currency that can be obtained through just playing our game, farming, or trading NFTs. And it doesn't have a predefined supply. And Tigo is used for NFT trading, repair, and upgrade tanks.
Okay, I understand. Just looking right now also at the tokens, and you mentioned there's DAO government model by talking the W bond token, yes?
Yes.
What are you planning to? What decisions are you planning to give to DAO to make? How do you want to interact?
Okay, for the DAO, it's gonna be in the future update, but some decision that we would like the token W bond token holders can vote on is like the certain amount buying back allocation, the burn-in mechanisms, etc. Things like that to have to control the direction and the development of the game, and to foster the community's involvement and engagement, etc.
And when can we expect this DAO model to be implemented?
Right now the DAO we plan to do within this year, yeah, as well.
Okay, that's also great.
Mm.
Next question from the community. Again, Rollies. In general, the inspiration for creating tanks are from real world or more of a fantasy fruit of designers?
So the inspiration for create these games actually came from a very old game. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but it's named Battle City. So it's the same time with the Nintendo Entertainment System, like Contra, Mario, etc. So it's a very very old game. If you just Google Battle City, you can see that this is actually came from our childhood inspiration to create a tank battle game, and that's why we create TankWars.Zone. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool to hear. And are you planning to implement any more models of tanks, like new classes or something in the future?
At the moment, after the first 10,000 tanks, we plan to do 10,000 more at the second generation. And after that, one of the things that we want to do, as I mentioned, is we want to give the freedom of creativity to the players that they can create their own design of tanks. So we want to have this game that have that kind of ability and freedom for the players that they can create their own tanks to play in our game. And one another thing is that if you're a good designers and good content creator, actually you can sell your design on our game marketplace for profits. That is another way that we can do too.
So, will it be possible to design, create a new tank, and then sell it to other people?
Yes.
Okay, that also sounds really cool. And how about renting them? Will you be able to rent them?
Yes. So another one that we can also mention is the landing mechanics. Excuse me. The landing mechanics is that also a very exciting feature that you can rent your tanks to other players to play and participate in the game. So the tank owners can set like a fixed daily rate to the rentees, and the rentees need to make a daily payment to the tank owners whether or not they use the tanks. And With this feature, if we there are two cases. The first one is that if you own, let's say, 20 tanks, you don't have enough time to play all of them, you can rent your tank to your friends, to other players, just to enjoy. Another way is that if we look from a more business oriented perspective, you can actually adopt like a Uber style business model, in which instead of large fleet of cars, now you have a large fleet of tanks, and you're going to have numerous players that will work for you, and you get a percentage cut from their work when you set the daily rate set up in advance. So this is another way for passive income that you can get from this kind of features that we want to do with the landing mechanics. Yeah.
So even if I don't want to play the game, I can just own a few tanks and rent them to people. I think this sounds like a perfect model for some gaming guilds. Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. I really like the sound of that. Another question from Ralph. Gas fees factor one of the factors of every NFT game. How will you address that?
So because we are launching on Phantom, so the gas fees on Phantom is very affordable. So it's not like on Ethereum or something like that. So it's something that would doesn't we think it wouldn't affect much the enjoyment of the players.
Great. Yeah, that's what is so cool about Phantom. Where are you going to build your own marketplace, or is there some specific marketplace on Phantom that you are going to use for trading?
We will have our own game marketplace,
Hmm.
and it
Okay,
should
and
be February. Yeah.
is it going to be launched together with the game or sometime later?
The game marketplace will be launched before the IGO, before the game.
Ah, okay, that's great. And when the game itself is going to be launched?
We plan to launch the game in late February or in early March. So our
Oh,
IDO, INO, and IGO will be all in first quarter of 2022.
that's great. So you will have a fully working game soon, coming soon after the build and the token release.
Yes. So another thing I think I want to mention is that as you've seen on our website, the first demo is the PVE 1v1. So that demo is already functional and in internal testing at the moment. So that's the version that will be launched at our official game launch. For all the gameplay modes like the PvP we think should be very fun. I think Igor already seen it because he's one of our investors. Because it's a top-down view 3v3 and it's a real-time battle. It's more action, more animated. So that's our next update after that. So and all the gameplay modes like Guild Wars, Tank Championship, Battle Royale, all the special features like the landing mechanics garage. It's not going to be an all-in-one package at the game launch, but we want to spread these out in regular updates to keep the players entertained and attracted to our game over long term.
Yeah, I can testify that the PvP mode, the 3v3, looks really cool. It has this like League of Legends MOBA style vibe, and it's really interactive and fun. I think people will love it once it is released. Question from Raul is again: what will be the minimum amount of money to invest in order to start playing?
So our NFT, we plan to sell it at $50 per tank NFT. So I think we think that is that price point is very affordable and accessible to a lot of players, especially those in developing countries. So that's one of the things that we really want to do is to make this game have a low cost entry barrier, so it can be very accessible to the majority of gamers.
Yeah, I think this is a very reasonable entry price level, considering that you can in future earn the money to pay back for your investment. Do you have any financial models to simulate how much money can you possibly earn by playing your game? How is the
When
reward system going to look?
Yes, for the rewards, and for example, the PVE and PvP, we have it. I think on a white paper as well. The amount of the T goal the player can earn, either they win or lose, they still earn T goal and experience point. It's just that the winner will get slightly more than the loser, but they still get the T goal and the experience point. For the our IGO, we're gonna do some kind of playbook or tutorial for the players, for anyone who want to try our game. That's certain tactics or something like that to make more money or to enjoy the game, have a much better enjoyable experience with our game. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. We have a suggestion coming from the chat. Maybe in the renting system, the renter should have a longer cooldown to sell their token. Like in other NFT games, the renter always sells the that what the rent brings, and it
Mm,
brings the token price down.
okay. Okay. I think
What do you think
yeah.
about this?
I think the point that Raf just raised is valid and is something that we need to take into consideration. Yes, but thank you for raising that up.
Hmm. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it will be a suggestion that is somehow implemented later in the game. Coming from Butra Gino, sorry if I spell it wrong. Will there be references to the story in the game? Tank Look, for example. So
Um, what is the ref?
could you specify more about the references to the story? Is it about does the game itself has a storyline or what?
If we're talking about storyline in the PVE mode, we have it's going to be a story mode because PVE is a player versus environment. So we don't have a story mode for that.
There is a story for that.
Yeah, for the PVE version. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. Can you tell us a bit about the story, maybe?
Um, right now, uh, right now is something I think we cannot go into details because we want to save it for our IGO. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think this one was already answered. What is your model for P2E? Uh, so we don't have to speak about this. Oh, okay. Butragino is specifying
Um,
Second War, for example. So I think that if you are going to have some historical references within the game, like for example, I don't know, Tiger tanks.
okay. Okay. Got it. Um, right now, all the tank models are freely created by our team. So we have some very like futuristic look, and then some like very historical look, something like that. But right now, for the exact reference for a certain historical event, we don't have that at the moment. But if you have that idea, and when we launched factory feature, you can create your own design for the tanks if you want. Yeah, and then if that is a good model, you can sell it in the game marketplace.
Okay, that's really cool. I'm looking forward to having that feature of designing the new tanks. I think people can become really creative with that, and it will create a great multitude of new models. So, are you in future? Maybe are you planning to expand like the number of tank classes? Let's say, are they going to have different skills? Are the skills customizable between different tanks? How does it look like?
Right now is that for each items, like we have like I think the gun, the turrets, the armor, I think like each one going to have a different attributes, and then you can. What we want to do is for the Genesis is cannot be the sample, but for later generation you can assemble different module into a tank, something like that. So Like you can have like a legendary weapon and then have uncommon armor, things like that. So each tank gonna be different than each other, and then you can customize the attribute and characteristic of a tank that you want.
Okay, that also sounds really exciting. Next question coming from Grom Hellscream. I think that during one of the previous AMAs, I already said that I love the name. For the Horde, man. Will the game concentrate directly on tanks, as the game name says, or maybe in future there can appear other military vehicles?
Right now is to mainly focus on the tank design. But so if you look at some of our tweeted models on a Twitter, so they as long as they have like a thread and then their the turret and the armor. So actually, the freedom to create this kind of vehicle is very unlimited. So it's something that we're doing currently. So I would say mostly for tanks at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, but it would be cool to also have some like tank destroyers in future, or even maybe some bombers flying around the battlefield.
Yeah.
But this is just my imagination working right now. Thanks for this question. Okay, do we have any more questions here? Let me check Twitter also, if we have any questions coming from Twitter today. Bum, 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 bum. There is a question about what is the purpose of holding an NFT tank long term, but I think that we already answered that with the renting system and the explanation of the play to earn done by you. So let me ask about your development plan, maybe, because you have told us that you are expecting the game to be launched as a browser version, basic browser version in late February or March. So what can we expect to come in the next months? What will be like the most important updates for you that you are going to deliver?
So I would like to announce that we just recently closed our investment rounds. So we raised 2.37 million from our seed and private investors. And in next week, from Jan 18 to Jan 22, is our IDO and IEO schedule. So we're gonna have an IDO from Jan 18 on Matic Launch, Game Station, and then after that on GAMI, Phantom Maker, Babylon, etc. And we're going to be got listed on Central Exchange as well. We are finalized on the time with MEXC. You can follow our Twitter for more information and about the time and things like that. So right now we focus on our IDO, which is next week, and after that will be our INO just a few days later, and then our AGIO, as Igor already talked about, is in late February and early March. Yeah.
Okay, that's really great to hear that you have everything well planned ahead of the game launch. So everything should be hyped for the game itself. One question, because you said that the game is not coming to mobile yet, but it's available as a browser version. So do you think it will be possible, or is it basically possible to run it via a mobile browser maybe?
I think you can try, but because I think it will be much better experience for players if they play it on the PC and Mac OS using the actual browser instead of mobile browser.
Okay, I will definitely try to check it, because as Andy already said, you can actually watch the demo version. It's available on the website, so you can have a look at how the game is going to look like. I will make sure to post all of the links under the video and in our channels as well, for everyone to be easily accessible. Okay, I think that we have no more questions coming from the chat, unless you have something else to update us with. Maybe some news, some announcements?
Yes. I usually get asked about auditing or smart contract and things like that about like security. So I want to emphasize that we use smart contract a lot in a lot of aspect in our game, and we have a VeryChain. So VeryChain is our smart contract auditor, and they the one who
Mhm.
audited FC Infinity. So they also did our smart contract, and they one of our investors as well. So they will support and ensure the high security of our project over long term, being one of our investors. So we have that cover in terms of security by VeryChain.
Okay, that's also great. One more question appeared from Chechen. Are you planning a mobile version as well? We already answered that before, so just let me repeat it. Yes, the mobile version is coming in the second half of this year, most likely. Am I correct, Andy? Hello? Can you hear
Uh,
me?
uh, yeah,
I think we have some connection issues.
can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, now I
Okay,
can
awesome.
hear you.
Okay, I was talking about yes, the mobile version. We plan to have it available in Q3 or Q4 of this year,
Yeah.
in the second half of this year.
Yeah, we already answered that before, but just as a reminder to people who joined later on. Okay, guys, thank you for amazing questions. Thanks to you, Andy, for appearing today and answering all of the questions from the community. It was great to speak with you. I will make sure to, as mentioned, to post all of the demo videos on the social media channels so that you guys can have a look at what TankWars is all about. And yeah, thanks once again, and looking forward to your IGO, and game launch.
Thank you so much for hosting me today. Yes, it was very amazing and fun to have this AMA with you and with the communities. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. See you in future. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.